Mark has 5 wins already this year and 15 top 10 finishes in the last 16 races. He's the defending champion of this race and the guy they've been chasing all weekend long. Possibly win number 6 for car number 6 might come here today at Dover. On the outside of the front row is Rusty Wallace. His 54-race winless streak dates all the way back to March 1997. He's had a lot of success here in the past, but that was before the concrete. He won the last 3 asphalt races here. Maybe concrete win number 1 could come today here at Dover.
8 years ago, Derek Hope joined the short list of Dover conquerors by mastering the mile with a victory. But since 1990, it's been a 246-race winless streak. But today, he starts third, hoping this third-place start will help redeem what's been a very frustrating season. While starting alongside Cope is rookie Kevin LePage, who looks to build on a career-best qualifying effort of 4th. He has only one previous Dover start, so LePage doesn't care about taming the monster. He just doesn't want to antagonize it.
Bobby Labonte starts 5th. Now, he's had a good season, 2 wins in 1998, but in 12 career starts here at Dover, he's winless. Alongside him, Jeff Gordon. Folks, what else can we say about the 24 car? He's got 19 top 5 finishes and 10 wins. Here at Dover, he's got 3 visits to victory lane.
The number 7, what may well be the lucky number for John Andretti here today. He's one of the hottest drivers on the circuit with 7 top 10 finishes in the last races. He starts 7th. He's moved to 10th in the Winston Cup point standings. His car owner, Richard Petty, has 7 wins here. Andretti hopes to get his first win in a Petty car today. On the outside of the 4th row, rookie Jerry Nadeau surprised everyone with an impressive top 10 qualifying run in his first ever start on the Monster Mile. He's second to Kenny Irwin in the Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year point standings. He's hoping to get a great top 10 finish here today, knowing that a rookie has never won this race.
Since 1950, owner Junie Donlevy has found NASCAR's most cherished real estate, victory lane, only once, right here at Dover 440 races ago. Donlevy's driver Dick Trickle found success in 1990, scoring a career-best finish of 3rd. Trickle wants to complete his chapter in Dover history with a victory from the 9th position. While starting alongside on the outside of row 5 is Dale Jarrett. The spring winner looks to become only the 7th driver in Dover history to sweep both events in a single season. But more importantly, his title hopes are on the ropes. DJ needs a knockout punch in the form of a victory to keep his championship dreams alive.
In row 6, Ricky Rudd. He has 4 wins here, and experience, folks. How about this? He's run over 17,000 laps at Dover. Next to him will be an unknown to this track, that is. Rookie Kenny Irwin has just 1 start. So a mixed bag here in the starting field. Let's go back to Eli Gold.
Some other stories today. Bill Elliott is not here. His dad passed away early Friday. Matt Kenseth will be subbing while George Elliott's funeral is held today at 2 o'clock Eastern Time in Georgia. Steve Park is here. That's not surprising, but then again, maybe it was. He took a wild ride into the wall in Homestead, Florida earlier this week while testing. He says he can go all the way, but David Green is here to sub if necessary. Ted Musgrave has a backup machine set to go today. He had problems in the final practice session here yesterday afternoon. Musgrave's fine, but the starting position is all the way back. Right alongside Dale Earnhardt, who today starts with the past champions provisional all the way back in 43rd starting position. Hi, everybody, and welcome again to Dover Downs, Delaware. Eli Gold, joined by the entire TNN Motorsports team. You know, when the Indy Racing League cars ran here a couple of months ago, they came in and smoothed out the racetrack so it would better deal with those tender suspensions that the Pep Boys IRL cars use. And Buddy Baker, as a result of that, we're seeing a lightning-fast white lightning racetrack.
Well, anytime you smooth the racetrack that was already fast, when you hook up 740 horsepower to the rear tires better, make it more friendly to the car in the middle part of the corner, you're going to have great speed, making the track not only quick, it lives up to its billing. White lightning.
And when you talk about the stories here today, well, there are so many of them. Dick Bergman, why don't we summarize all that's gone on since we all checked in here late Thursday night?
Well, as Buddy explained, we have something of a new racetrack for the drivers to face this afternoon. And as our pit road reporters have explained, there are so many who have an absolute legitimate shot to win this thing. But they also call this place the Monster Mile. It is a place that can reach out and grab a guy's hopes and chew them up and spit them out. While at the same time, the dreams of another can come true. We are expecting an exceptionally intense and competitive race today.
There are some young drivers like a Matt Kenseth making their very first NASCAR Winston Cup start. And then there are the veterans making their 600th career starts here today. That's right, 2 gentlemen with that honor. One going from all the way back at the tail end of the field and one from the middle of the field. Milestones for both this afternoon.
Nobody loves cars more than I do. Each one is a work of art. So when the maker of all these chose a new antifreeze, it got my attention.
General Motors now uses the deck school technology of Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze in virtually all its new vehicles. The same patented formula you can use in your car for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So do what GM did. Switch to Haviland.
I use it in my car. I only wish this were it.
A lot of folks in Johnson City, Tennessee will tell you when you need a part for your car, go to AutoZone. The parts are top quality, the prices are low, and the people are helpful, like Gary Jennings. You see, when it comes to auto parts, folks will tell you Gary really knows his stuff. Oh, sure, they know there are other parts stores in town, but when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice from folks like Gary, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
I feel a presence. Harold, is that you? Harold? Harold?
TNN Motorsports live coverage from the Monster Mile is being brought to you today by Texaco. Texaco, a world of energy. By the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America, AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Miller Lite, who reminds you that every Miller Lite is sold ready to drink. And by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, you don't need equity, you just need a home. Dover International Speedway on the Delmarva Peninsula, where Delaware, Maryland, Virginia come together. We're just about an hour's drive south of Philadelphia, about an hour and a half to the northeast of Baltimore, Maryland. Let's take a look now at the starting lineup for today's race. Mark Martin won this race from the pole a year ago. Rusty Wallace won the pole in May. Derek Cope, the 1990 winner, and Kevin LePage, best start by a rookie this year. Bobby Labonte and Jeff Gordon sharing row number 3. John Andretti from 21st to 10th in points in the last 10 races. First race here for Jerry Nadeau. Dick Trickle, he and Dale Jarrett share row number 5. Ricky Rudd, Kenny Irwin, row number 6. Fellas, some very interesting names near the front of the field.
Well, it is. Kevin LePage really runs well on, as a matter of fact, his best run ever, I guess, that I've ever watched him was at Bristol, a racetrack that is very similar to here as far as the middle part of the corners.
Back in row number 12, Ernie Irvin, he's been quick here this week, along with Terry Labonte. Johnny Benson and Todd Bodine fastest and second round of Bud Pole qualifying. Jeremy Mayfield starting 28th, but Dick in final practice yesterday, he was near the top of the speed charts.
He sure was. Watch Mayfield. He has run very, very well here at Dover. Today could be the day he wins his second.
Darrell Waltrip, he's in on speed. Did not have to use a provisional this weekend, and Darrell is kind of proud of that. He said if we can show some progress, as he told us on our telecast here yesterday.
Eli, he was very, very proud he didn't have to take a past champion provisional. You know, he's really getting his operation turned around again. I look for Darrell Waltrip to move up through the field quite well today.
There is the man who did take the past champions provisional, Dale Earnhardt, starting in the shotgun spot, 43rd starting position. There's a good overhead view of Dover Downs International Speedway. This racetrack description brought to you by Ford, makers of vehicles that are built to last. 24 and 9 degrees of banking, and I guess it basically means you can't relax at all.
Exactly what it means, and you can see the straightaways with 9 degrees of banking. If you get in trouble on the high side of the racetrack, you're into the inside wall in less than a half a second.
Look at those grandstands just ringing this 1 mile track. 107,000 fans on here. Those grandstands may not look it from this angle, but they're 11 stories tall. As there you see the AutoZone race analysis, brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. 400 times around this racetrack. If you're running well, you're going to start lapping some guys fairly quickly.
Very, very quickly. And one reason, Eli, is when you're up front, like the guys on the front row up there, you have a clear racetrack. Everybody else is having to deal with people they're coming up on and kind of watching the guys in front of them. The leaders can run wide open as they catch the back markers.
You see the middle of that turn there? You see that white patch on the racetrack? That's not really a patch at all. But that is one of the areas that was shaved down when the Indy Racing League teams came here. And as a result, it's really made this track quicker than ever, because through the corners, entering and exiting the turns, you're really able to drive in deeper now because the car just feels so much more comfortable. We're going to be on board with Rick Mass today from 41st starting position. And Darrell Waltrip from 33rd starting spot. He'll be giving us a ride in the Tabasco car.
And he surely knows his way around this racetrack. And you're right, he is revitalized. The team has struggled as they've tried to move into this new car, but doing better.
Jeff Burton starts 27th with the Steel X-Side onboard cameras. And Ted Musgrave, who qualified 21st, but with the backup car, goes to the tail end of the field. John Andretti, what a great series of runs he's had of late, buddy.
Absolutely. Richard Petty told me that this team has really turned around now. John Andretti's given them good information. Look for this guy to do very, very well from here to the end of the year.
And on the butt pole, new track record holder, Mark Martin, 155.966 miles an hour, eclipsing the old record held by Rusty Wallace. So we are set. Again, 400 laps, 400 miles. Those are 3 gentlemen who, unfortunately, are watching this telecast along with you, all out of provisional starting spots. Had to get in on time. Morgan Shepherd was in the 96 Caterpillar car here this weekend. Dave Marcus from the Realtree team and the Kodiak Pace entry for Steve Grissom all failing to qualify. Glad you're with us. Cinch them up. We're going racing on TNN Motorsports. Basically a clean first lap, but Rusty Wallace grabs the lead going off into turn number 1. Just made the move while Kenny Wallace and Buckshot Jones looked as though both men brushed the wall coming off turn number 2.
Eli, look at Derek Cope right there doing a great job in the 30 car. Right now, just behind Mark Martin. As you look back at his car coming off turn 4 and down the front straightaway, you can see the front ends on these cars really getting a lot of travel here. Have to run very soft suspension to get good side bite in the center part of the corner.
Jeremy picked up 4 spots on that start. He was running very well on the outside.
shows how fast they come off that second corner.
Mark Martin looking to the inside as he head down into turn one. You see Rusty just roll out the throttle right there. He knows that Mark Martin wants to lead this race a little bit right now. This point race is so very, very important. But in third place, you can see Jeff Gordon has moved in.
So as they work off into the corner, Martin reassumes the lead. Rusty second, then Gordon and Derek Cope. Well, you saw how close some of those guys came to the wall. And again, a couple of them already had hit the wall on lap number 1. And there goes Jeff Gordon. He'll grab second spot away from Rusty, and that's where they're getting Rusty. Same spot every time by.
I think Rusty's car is set up for long runs right now, and he may be just a little bit tight as he enters the corner there. Taking it easy on those tires. Do not want to abuse them right now. Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin both want to lead this race right now. Get the points they can get for leading a lap. You get 5 bonus points for leading. And, of course, Jeff Gordon, everybody said he's only practiced like 6 fastest, qualified 6. You can see he had a lot better car than he qualified or showed in practice yesterday.
Well, those 5 bonus points are ever so important, and he runs Dover ever so well. Since they laid the concrete down here in 1995, he has led every single race. How much has he led? 44% of the laps run, and Kenny Wallace in trouble already.
Steve Burns.
Yeah, big trouble. He has a Robert Yates motor in there, and that thing has given up for the day. A blown motor for Kenny Wallace. They're going to the garage area.
He did not make a mile of racing today. Kenny Wallace moving on to join Andy Petrie next year. Hoping for a good finish here in the 81 car today. Not to be the first retiree. There's Jarrett running an 8th spot right now behind Jerry Nadeau. Of course, Jarrett winning when we were back here in late May. Remember all those fuel stops from lap 389 on towards the end of lap 400. Jarrett picked up the victory that afternoon.
You know, Eli, talking about the Robert Yates motor, when you give somebody else a motor, sometimes the oil lines are different, the way everything's scavenged around in the car, and sometimes just the hookup itself to a Robert Yates motor does not mean that it's perfect. So Robert Yates builds his motors to fit in his cars and work off his oil lines and different things. That might be what happened.
John Andretti making the move there around Derek Cope to grab 4th spot away as we look from John's car backwards towards Cope's Pontiac.
John has really come on at the tail end of this season so far. The first 10 races, he didn't have a single top 10. He's got 7 top 10s in the last 10 races. He is really moving forward.
And as we had said, that gave him a move from 21st all the way up to 10th in points in that span.
Eli, something else that John Andretti started doing, he's concentrating just on this particular race car. He's not jumping back and forth to Indy cars and doing other things. This is his primary race car now, and I think that's really helped John Andretti focus on what he's doing.
Bobby Labonte looking on the low side of Derek Cope, trying to get him. That's Labonte in the green and black, number 18, Cope in the black, number 30.
But we're just 11 laps into the 400. So you've got to be a little patient. We've got caution. There's debris here on the main straightaway, and there's also debris on the racetrack going into turn number 3. So there's caution on the speedway for the first time. It will come out at lap number 13. We have, it looks to be as though a hatch, and there's a roll of tape or something.
That's just on the brake system itself. It looks like a small hat there off the braking system off somebody's car.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of pieces of debris, one here on the main straightaway as well. So we're going to break away quickly for track cleanup. The King is here. His guy's running 4th right now. Back in a moment.
It's amazing, but I feel like I'm finally free. Like I'm flying. It's like I'm king of the world.
Steve, you got a great deal on the fog lights. We're all very proud.
Nothing feels better than going to Pep Boys for accessories. We got everything from floor mats to stereos, and our prices are always liberating.
Get your head in the car.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
synthetic motor oil, even at 475 degrees. And nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
That looks tasty.
It's a Big King. I got this one for free.
Gonna eat them both?
Not if you let me play baseball.
Baseball? Son, I coach. What position?
Shortstop. No, second base. And I want a bat, too.
Welcome aboard, slugger.
The Flame Broiled Big King. It's like a Big Mac, but tastes better with 75% more beef. Buy one now, say it just tastes better, and get a second one free.
How'd you boys like to play ice hockey?
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
There's a certain amount of pride that comes with doing it yourself, and Peerless makes it easy. So go ahead, let everyone know. I installed my own faucet this weekend. I installed a Peerless, the do-it-for-yourself faucet.
The more power, the quicker the flash, the brighter the smiles. Introducing new Duracell Ultra with a concentrated power force to get more life out of your high-tech devices. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
This week on NASCAR Garage, we'll go behind the scenes and under the hood to meet the new man calling the shots for Hendricks number 5, Andy Graves. Plus, find out what inspectors look for in the fuel system, a performance report on transmissions, and more. It's an insider's look at the people, the machines, and the tracks that make NASCAR racing the greatest sport in America.
NASCAR Garage, this weekend on the leader for motorsports coverage, TNN Motorsports.
Back with you at the Monster Mile, and you can log on and join even more with experiencingcountry.com, your personal source for all things country. From race cars to country stars, you can connect to country.com, learn all that's going on in the world of country music, and even find out all about the racing world. Buddy Baker has his regular columns online, so check it out at that computer address, country.com. About set to go back to green. It has not been an incident-free race thus far. We told you Buckshot Jones hit the wall earlier. Watch this little tangle up there. Kyle.
See Kyle Petty there, come up under Skinner, get into the left rear corner, cross him up right there, backs off, lets him get the control of the car back. As you see Todd Bodine in 91 going, come on guys, get this thing straightened up.
Go, go, go. Mark Martin's led since lap 4.
Now that all the air pressure and all in the tires has gotten back where it ought to be, you can see Rusty Wallace has a very quick car as he looks back over Jeff Gordon there, looking to the inside, looks to have a little bit better handling car in the center part of the corner now, able to stay lower on the track.
That's second place up for grabs right there. To turn 3, Rusty's got it. John Andretti, he's running in 4th, and he watches that Gordon-Wallace scramble just ahead of him.
Eli, you could just see from the camera angle inside of Andretti's car how well they're sticking to the racetrack. Look how smooth up out of the corner here. No wiggle, no wobble, just really accelerating up out of the corner.
And again, you can see those bright white spots. Here comes one right there. That's where they used that device, which was equipped with a laser beam, which helped the grinder make sure everything was as level to the plane as possible. And boy, it's met with rave reviews.
It really has. The crews have really enjoyed setting up for this race, much more so than they have for others. That does not mean, however, that this place is velvet smooth. It is not. And it still gives them fits trying to get the car to hook up as best as possible. It's very competitive in the garage here at Dover.
That's 7th place there. Give it to Jarrett. Kenny Irwin, he'll grab 8th. And Derek may not get back in line. Can he squeeze in front of LePage?
I think Kevin's going to hold him to it. He's got him on the outside there. As you see Dick Trickle and the 90 on the bottom, also putting Cope another position back.
So Cope's back to 10th. He'll be 11th, 12th, 13th. Lanny could be back to 15th before there's breathing room for him.
Yeah, you're right, Eli. He's in no man's land right now. But Derek has reported that the car is a little bit tight. It's gotten awfully hot and humid down here. And they set the car a little bit tighter, hoping that the racetrack would loosen up. Right now, it's not paying off.
And he just does get in line ahead of Jeremy Mayfield. So that'll be back in 14th position, where Derek Cope finally finds a home on the racetrack. There's Matt Kenseth in the 94. Again, filling in for Bill Elliott. If you're just joining us and didn't hear, Bill's dad passed away earlier in the week. Now Ricky Rudd's going the wrong direction.
Yeah, Ricky's on the outside there, and as you see, once you get on that second groove on the high side of the racetrack, you just don't get the forward bite off the corner you need.
Here's Jeff Burton trying to grab the 16th spot away from Nemechek, while Mayfield now makes the move for 12th the way he grabs it from Derek Cope.
Jeremy went in so very hard that he swept up the racetrack. By the way, Jeremy Mayfield was fifth quickest in happy hour yesterday, the last practice, so he has a good car. As you see, he's working his way towards the front. Matt Kenseth's doing a great job in the 94 for Bill Elliott.
Yeah, let's point out this is his first time ever in a competitive Winston Cup race, and he won here yesterday in the Busch Series event, and what a terrific job he's done.
How different, buddy, driving his normal Lycos.com Busch Series car versus this McDonald's Ford today in Winston Cup?
Well, the biggest thing he has now is about 100 more horsepower than he's used to dealing with, but as you can see, he's really taking care of everything. He's getting in the throttle very easy. The biggest thing is jumping back in the throttle and breaking the rear wheels loose, which he is not doing. He's doing a great job as far as holding that car where it needs to be on the racetrack.
Irwin and LePage, front and center, 8th and 9th. Hart, Jeff Bodine, Jeremy Mayfield. Here's Kyle Petty. Remember, he made a pit stop, has fresh tires, came in during that debris caution at lap number 14. So he makes the move there inside of Ernie Irvin if he can make it stick for 21st.
And they are running the special concrete tire that Goodyear developed just for Dover that got such rave reviews after the race here in May. So we're expecting to see excellent tire wear and not a whole lot of drop-off either.
While we're watching this great race go along, let me explain what we saw very early when Kenny Wallace went out with the motor problem. The piece of debris on the racetrack was actually the oil pump pulley. The part that the oil pump belt hooks to, it was off the front of the engine. That's why it was laying there on the bottom of the racetrack. It was not a hat off the brake rotor.
A lot of good scrambles middle of the field. Dale Earnhardt, remember, started way in the back. There he is running in 35th right now. He was one of the drivers who came in for a pit stop on lap number 14. Jimmy Fennig is Mark Martin's crew chief. His guys leading.
Where will the world's next great city be built? It could be Russia, China, Brazil, or maybe somewhere in between. Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something great. Stanley.
Introducing the Midas battery. Now for just $49.99 with rebate. Batteries, brand new from Midas.
How a secret agent eats a Reese's peanut butter cup.
I slip in unnoticed, penetrate the defenses, secure the discs, then destroy the evidence.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
NASCAR Thunder is the official store of NASCAR. You can call that phone number you see on the screen and get the location of the store nearest to you. And by the way, Ricky Rudd will be appearing at the NASCAR Thunder store in Roanoke, Virginia at the Valley View Mall coming up this Thursday. He'll be there starting at 5 in the afternoon. So you might want to give him a call and check it out. NASCAR Thunder stores open near you. Welcome back to Dover Downs. That is Mark Martin, the race leader. Rusty Wallace is being shown in second. Those two drivers now 2 seconds ahead of third place Jeff Gordon. John Andretti is fourth, and Jerry Nadeau, first time here, and he's running a very respectable fifth. Some of the other big names, Jeremy Mayfield started 28th. There he is. He's now in 13th spot.
And look with him there. You see Matt Kenseth right now going on the inside, taking that spot away from the 12 of Jeremy Mayfield.
Well, if you wonder what Jack Roush sees in that guy, just watch these laps, and you're going to see exactly what Jack Roush sees, and it's an awful lot of talent.
Ton of talent for Jeremy Mayfield. Another guy who has some great talent is the 99 machine. There's the 94 of Matt Kenseth. This guy, Jeff Burton, started 27th. He's now running in 14th position.
He kind of makes a habit of coming out of the back here at Dover in the spring. He started 37th and finished 2nd.
Other guy doing really well right now is the Sterling Marlin entry. Sterling started 35th, and he's now running in 21st position. Actually, just grabbed 20th away from Jimmy Spencer seconds ago. Sterling's all smiles, too. His beloved Tennessee Vols, there he is, going to grab a position now from Schrader. His Tennessee Vols beat the Florida Gators last night. Might have seen that over on CBS, and he's all smiles, Sterling is this weekend.
I watched a great first half, went to sleep, jumped up this morning. First thing I did, I wanted to see what happened. I know the people in Tennessee are doing the dance this morning.
You know, it doesn't look as though that many guys are out to lunch handling-wise here in the early going.
No, well, the racetrack itself is a lot better as far as condition-wise, and it's more car-friendly, as we talked about in the open on this particular race. You can see those spots there. They took a jump out of the corners. You used to kind of jump off into turn 1, jump off into turn 3. They smoothed it out, made it much more friendly to the car as it enters the corner.
Of course, it lets you drive in a little deeper, too.
Yeah, get the speed up there where it's really dangerous if you do lose it.
That's probably what attributed to the track records we saw in both divisions here this weekend.
Well, yeah, and they're also, it caused the drivers, some of them at least, to change their line. They're able to run the racetrack with a wider sweep than they ever did before. It's a little bit more distance, but it's a whole lot more faster on entry.
That might have been too wide of a sweep for Ricky Rudd there in the number 10 machine. He just lost the 24th spot to Chad Little. There's Ricky, and he is riding up the track just a bit. He's one of those who has not had the best of handles here. The 0-0, that's Buckshot Jones, who, as we told you on lap 1, snagged the number 2 wall, but he has obviously been able to continue.
Yeah, he's coached himself back in that everything's okay to get back on the throttle again. Once you touch the wall, the first thing you do is ride a few laps to make sure you don't have anything rubbing, and now he's back up to speed. I know Ricky Rudd has to be disappointed right now because they thought this car was really going to be something else here, and right now the handling has gone away on the 10. He's not able to hold it low on the track.
That comment, of course, from Buddy Baker, who had the pole here 20 years ago at a speed that was 20 miles.
I don't want to hear it.
No, the speed was 20 miles an hour slower than Mark Martin's pole speed here this weekend. And I bet you guys felt that you were going awfully quick at Dover that time.
Well, if you compare the racing tire to what they run now, it looked like a swim bicycle tire that I was on compared to what they have now. 10.5 inches on the ground on each wheel now. And it really, really says a lot about how well Goodyear has come up to the task of making these things so good through the corners.
So many drivers running up high this early in the event that could well bring in the second groove, so we'll see an even more competitive race as this thing wears on.
There's the Duralube aerial camera high overhead, Dover Downs International Speedway in Delaware. There's Rick Mash, that yellow-topped car to the inside of Ward Burton right there. That's an appropriate matchup. Rick Mash driving for Remington Arms. Ward Burton won the Remington Arms shooting benefit this week, Tuesday, up in Richmond County, North Carolina, at the Summer Duck Farm. Ward won that contest, which benefits the Winston Cup Racing Wives Auxiliary, and it was taped for TNN. We'll be showing that to you just prior to the Rockingham race.
Yeah, people don't get all upset. It was clay pigeons, clay pigeons.
Clay pigeons. Well, there's Mark Martin. He's going by the Ted Musgrave car. He's about to put Dale Earnhardt a lap down, now in 38th position. Mark's just having his way right now. We've had only one very brief caution. Otherwise, it's been clean and green.
Hold it, Harry. You know you can't use Duralube fuel treatment in your Indy car. It's an unfair advantage.
I'm not allowed to use this product in my Indy car, but in my road car, I want the Duralube Advantage.
Duralube is scientifically formulated to clean, condition, and protect your fuel system for a smoother running engine with more power and less harmful emissions. Duralube Fuel Treatment, tomorrow's technology today.
My cat is my life. Some people say it's because I'm middle-aged and single, but I say it's because my Mr. Boots is quite a decorator. Once, I saw one of his huge fur balls and thought, what a beautiful shade of beige. It'll look great on my deck. Hi. So I took it to True Value. Can you match this? Then she created a perfect match. There you go. Thank you. I let her keep the fur ball. We don't want to keep that color to ourselves.
It's the race you've waited for all season, and now it's on TNN. Don't miss racing history. Daytona goes under the lights in the Pepsi 400, October 17th at 8 Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
For high performance, it's Bunner Engine Development. Whether it's a new engine for an old classic or a 750 cubic inch mountain motor, for high performance, it's Bunner Engine Development. Bunner builds custom engines with attention to every detail, from cylinder head porting and flow testing to competition boring and honing and lock wire grooving. You can count on Bunner for virtually everything you need for all types of racing. So remember, for high performance, it's Bunner Engine Development, competition engines and components.
Why is everybody buying their car audio and security at Discount Auto Sound? AM/FM CD player starting at $129.95. AM/FM CD player CD changer controller $249.95. MTX 8-inch boxes $99.95 a set. 100-watt amp from Precision Power just $199.95. Avenel Diablo car security loaded $149.95. Top brands, newest technology, all in stock. MECP certified installation staff and lifetime installation guarantee. Discount Auto Sound, 3 locations. Buy where the winners buy.
Who's going to be leading at the completion of the 50th lap? All you've got to do is jot down who that driver is, send your name, address, phone number, and the correct answer to the address you see right there on the screen. You could win a trip to a NASCAR Winston Cup race that we'll be covering right here on TNN. You'll get a chance to meet the drivers. You get autographs, all sorts of memorabilia. That's the address, Box 3582, Southbury, Connecticut, 06488. And the name you want to put down is Mark Martin. Mark Martin is the driver who is leading here at the end of lap number 50 as part of the TNN Take Home a Piece of the Action sweepstakes. There's Rusty Wallace. He used traffic moments ago to close right back up on Mark Martin, but now they've worked free of traffic and have put a lot of top drivers a lap down already, including Brett Bodine there. Dollenbach's a lap down. Darrell Waltrip, Joe Nemechek, Ricky Rudd, Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, Todd Bodine, Jeff Green, Musgrave, Hut Strickland, Bradbury, Mike Skinner, all have already gone 1 lap down to that driver, Mark Martin.
As you said, Eli, when they were going through traffic, Mark Martin was very, very careful not to do anything, maybe get himself into a wreck. And Rusty Wallace got within a half a car length of him. When they hit this free air, let me tell you, Mark Martin showed him, hey, I got a great car today.
Mark is quickest by a significant margin. Last lap, 142.778. As he gets ready to put Rick Mast a lap down. The second best lap was Rusty Wallace, 142.146. So a significant difference in speed the last time by. Here goes Michael Waltrip up the banking, and that lets Mark Martin go by. You know, is coming up. That guy right there parks up to 8th right now.
Started in 11th, already up there right now in the 8th spot. Able to hold that car right down on the bottom of the racetrack, doing a great job today.
We'll see how long he can hang on. That crash he took at Homestead earlier this week really beat him up. There were no broken bones or pulled muscles, but he says he just plain hurts inside, and the vibration of this racetrack is upsetting him, making him nauseous. So he is concerned about his ability to go all the way. But you know what? When a guy's running that well, he feels a whole lot better, doesn't he?
Yeah, I bet he does. And, of course, we mentioned earlier David Green is here standing by if necessary, should Steve not be able to go the distance. Matt Yoakum's been following that story all weekend.
David Green isn't the only driver that did come to the aid of Steve Park on Friday during qualifying. Park, in his post-qualifying comments, said that he was very sore because the track was so rough. John Andretti was in his hauler. He heard those comments, went next door to Ken Schrader's hauler, and got a flag jacket and took it over and said, look, I've tried this. Schrader has tried this. See if it will help you. He did try it in practice, but it was still a little sore, so he decided to not go with it. He said today he is expected to go the distance. He felt pretty good at pre-race time. He said, but I am still very, very sore. We've gone with a softer shot package to try to give him a little bit more of a comfortable ride.
Meanwhile, up front, Mark Martin's just put Rich Bickle a lap down, and look, he's closing in on Terry Labonte and Jimmy Spencer to put 24th and 25th places down. Folks, we've only gone 57 laps, and he's already lapping up to 24th spot.
Yeah, and Jimmy Spencer was really quick in practice yesterday. He's going by race cars right now that you don't expect to go down, especially the 5 car there, Terry Labonte. He always runs well here. Look, he closed about 5 car lengths in that one corner there.
Well, this helicopter shot also shows us a lot of the different grooves that will be taken. The leaders down low, a lot of the guys experimenting now. I mean, might as well. You're going to go a lot. Look at Pope. He starts up front, and here he is about to be lapped 58 miles later.
Incredible. Qualified third, and you can see Mark Martin in the center of the corner there. Looks like he's running 30 miles an hour faster than Cope as they come out of the corner.
And it almost happened instantly because we said before, look, a lot of guys didn't look to be all that much out to lunch. And now all of a sudden they're using all of the heck. Labonte was halfway to Wilmington, Delaware there.
That was the old Harry Gant. It was before they put the white topping on this concrete racetrack. You can see Cope way up high there. You can see him sweeping around everybody now, holding on and just trying to get to the first pit stop so they can adjust on these cars.
Well, Harry Gant won this fall race 3 times, and some of the times he won this thing, you'd think he was going to scrape the wall at every lap. He ran so high. And I bet if he's sitting home watching this thing, and I bet he is, he's thinking, I ought to be there. The racetrack's for me.
And Handsome Harry won this race by over a lap back in 1991, so that groove worked that day. Fellas, at this point, only 22 drivers on the lead lap. Glenn, when are we looking at the regularly scheduled pit stops?
Eli, most of the guys down here are telling me somewhere between lap 90 and 95. Some of them might try to stretch it just a little further, but Robin Pemberton told me they're looking right at lap 95. They're going to pretty much watch and see what Mark Martin does. However, that may not work for all of them because Martin gets great fuel mileage.
Good point, although, as we remember here, fuel was the story back in late May when some teams laid things out to go the full distance. Others came up just a little bit shy. There's a swap right there. 5th spot. Jarrett now ahead of Jerry Nadeau. Well, Nadeau still having a spectacular run here in that Cartoon Network entry, number 9.
That's a pretty color, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's ugly. Woo. I wouldn't even want to mix that paint, much less put it on anything.
I am not going there. Sitting here, how do I save him? I don't know what to say. We are coming right back. More from Dover, Delaware in a moment.
Hey there, when you hear KFC, what pops into your mind? All right, best bucket of fried chicken in the world, but try again, KFC. I know you got bucket on the brain. Looky here, I also make something new called popcorn chicken. Crunchy morsels of tender white meat, it's mouth-popping good. Try it for $1.99. See, I make a whole lot more than fried chicken in a bucket, because I am a chicken genius. At KFC, we do chicken right, and not just in a bucket, neither.
As Napa drivers, you're responsible for safely delivering the best parts in the world. So I've brought in a special guest instructor, Ron Hornaday, NASCAR Truck Series champion.
You want to go to the turns about 130.
What's a safe distance to be from the guy in front of you?
5 inches. It's called drafting.
Oh?
All right, get in the truck. I'm going to have to show you. You getting all this down?
They're going to can me for this.
Wrangler jeans are the perfect jeans to wear when you're going out for a little seafood with your best buddy. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans. Wrangler jeans, perfect when you're training your dog or when your dog is training you. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
break through to the new world of Mach 3 from Gillette, the first triple blade shaving system. 3 blades specially positioned to shave progressively closer. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3. So you don't have to shave the same area over and over, which means less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the MBNA Gold 400 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. By Wrangler, the Western Original. And by Gillette, Mach 3. Welcome back, everybody. There's Steve Park, middle of the screen. He and Bobby Labonte trying to work in and around the lap machine of Nemechek. Now, Labonte is running 8th, and look at the line he has taken. He's using that higher groove. Cost him right there, but he was up there and is still running in the top 10. The number 7, Jeff Bodine. He's running well. He's in 9th right now as he made that pass. Look at some of these lines from overhead now. Let's see where these guys, how they flank out going into the corner.
Okay, you have Jeff Bodine down low. You can see Nemechek there on the outside, very high on the racetrack. Bobby Labonte kind of in the middle of the racetrack.
See the full rundown on the upper left of the screen. Folks at Napa Auto Parts, they keep America running. Letting you know where everybody is running here today. Hey, by the way, congratulations to Rick Corelli. The High Plains Drifter picked up the win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series yesterday at Gateway International outside of St. Louis. You might have seen it right here on TNN Motorsports. Riding with Ted Musgrave. He's back in 38th position now. Ted's a couple of laps down.
Driving a car that's a bit beat up. That's the same car that they used at Richmond, and it was a hurry-up affair to get it off the truck and get it onto the racetrack after that crash. And even this morning, they were working on the right front fender, trying to straighten it out.
Dick, you and I talked to Musgrave this morning, and when he had the problem yesterday, it was not a tire failure that actually put him out. He went down in the corner. He'd been running several laps on the bottom part of the racetrack, and he thinks he cut the left rear tire, and the tire itself come off the rim as he entered the corner. That's how he got into the wall.
Yeah, no left rear tire is pretty hard to control the car.
Amen. Steve Burns has been down in Ted Musgrave's pit.
Yeah, and guys, just to echo what you said a moment ago, I talked to Ted before the race. He said they changed the rear end housing, trailing arms, A-frames, springs, shocks, and sway bars. In fact, they were able to enter the garage area a little bit early this morning at 6 a.m. to get a head start because the car was in such bad shape when they pulled it off the truck.
There you see Jeff Burton in the 99 just getting around Musgrave. Now Burton is in 10th place. He's on the lead lap. As you mentioned, Musgrave and Nemechek right there alongside of him or not.
He might be the only car right now that can run as low as Mark Martin runs through the corners. You can see Jeremy Mayfield there going way up the racetrack as Mark Martin goes by.
And Jeremy just went a lap down. He's in 18th spot. We're going to let you pick out who's here now. There you see the leader staying in the upper right of the corner. Down low, you've got Mark Martin leading, and you can pick your favorite as they come by. Running in second there, Rusty Wallace. See Mike Skinner right there, Ernie Irvin. Again, we'll just keep that leader's lap for you there on the upper right of your screen. There you see Mike Skinner in the 31 machine. Ernie Irvin bypassing him. Kenny Schrader also in the picture there. He's in 22nd spot, Schrader is. He is a lap down, plus 19 seconds. Terry Labonte, he went down a lap before. He's in 23rd. And there's Jeff Gordon, the third place runner. Jeff in the 24 car is 4 seconds back. Then Rich Bickle's car. Rich was lapped earlier. He's in 24th, a lap down. And a goodly distance back to Derek Cope's machine. Derek, we showed you going a lap down earlier. He's in 25th. And Spencer right behind him in 26th. They are battling for position. Each one a lap down. That's 25th and 26th spot. And again, a goodly distance back. And again, notice all the different lines. Rick Mast is there. Rick in that number 75 machine. Here you see John Andretti going through. He's in 4th spot. There's Dale Jarrett now running in 5th. He is 1 second back. Then Darrell Waltrip. He's the middle car on the screen right there. DW went a lap down a while ago. He's now in 30th position. Buckshot Jones, the 00. A little more comfortable with his race car now, but he's in 31st, also a lap down. There's Brett Bodine in the 11 machine, closest to the bottom of your screen. Brett's in 32nd spot, a lap down. Jerry Nadeau, we saw him moments ago in 6th. There's Steve Park, the first car there on the top of that screen. He's running in 7th. He is 15 seconds behind the leader. Then you've got Dale Earnhardt going high. Earnhardt's in 33rd, already a lap down. Make it 2 laps down now for Earnhardt. The 7 there is Jeff Bodine. He's running in 8th. Bodine is on the lead lap, 5.5 seconds behind the leader. The 46, Green, is right now being shown back in 42nd spot.
Eli, I think Jeff Green there in the 46 just made a pit stop. He has fresh tires on as he goes by there. You can see he went by Earnhardt so much quicker there because of the fresh tires.
Bottom of the screen, you see Jeff Burton on the left. Jeff is being shown in 9th spot, 7.5 seconds back. You've got Chad Little in the middle of that bunch. He's in 18th place, a lap down. Ricky Rudd's also a lap down. You saw Ricky in 34th spot. He is a lap behind, plus 23 seconds. There's Kyle Petty. He's in 11th. He is still on the lead lap. Ward Burton, though, is not in that gold-colored number 22. Ward is a couple of laps down in 35th position. There's Matt Kenseth on the left of your screen in Bill Elliott's car, and Ted Musgrave on the right of the screen. Kenseth, he is still on the lead lap, running in 12th. He's 21 3/10 seconds back. Musgrave's in 36th position, a lap down. Joe Nemechek still climbing the banking while Hamilton stays down low. Hamilton's in 13th, while Nemechek is in 37th, being shown 2 laps in arrears. The next car, that blue machine, that was Todd Bodine, the number 91, driving for Little Joe's. Joe Falk, and we've got caution on the speedway. Caution with a problem from Buckshot Jones. Buckshot has camouflage on the car, but that smoke is calling attention to him anyway. Looks as though the 00's day might well be done.
It was 8th here in the spring. This is the same car. They really thought they were going to have a good run today. The goal, finish the race. Not going to happen.
Boy, Kenny Irwin Jr. just got by the 6th. Actually, Mark Martin had passed him. Mark backed off and let him go by. He's back on the lead lap at the tail end there.
And NASCAR is going to check things over on their video cameras to make sure that everybody was legal at the stripe, because it was awfully close.
A lot of smoke there.
The crew looking beneath the hood of the Buckshot Jones car. This caution comes out at an opportune time, too, because we were closing in on that pit window that Glenn was telling us about earlier. Stops will be upcoming around lap 87.
Eli, as you were just saying just a second ago, Kenny Irwin Jr. was pulled back behind Mark Martin. He didn't beat him back to the stripe.
NASCAR has a videotape camera, basically a photo finish camera, which they normally would use at the end of the race to separate what happened to Musgrave. Middle of the back straightaway under caution.
And Ward Burton.
What the heck happened there? Don't know exactly what happened. We'll follow up on it, though, because pit stops now are upcoming. All the leaders are in. These stops at lap number 87, Glenn, just when you said they had hoped to be able to come in.
Yeah, Eli, Mark Martin had already given us word, or his crew had already told us that they were going to come in on lap 95. Mark is in right now. We have 4-tire change. There will be no adjustment. I asked Jack Rouse if they were going to make an adjustment on the car. He looked at me and said, "Are you crazy? No, we're not going to change this car." Also, Rusty Wallace says they will not change his car at all. We've been watching the lap times right before the caution came out. Jeff Gordon was posting the fastest lap time, and Mark Martin just beats Rusty Wallace out, followed by Jeff Gordon.
You saw that overhead camera from Rusty Wallace's pit, sponsored by Gillette Mach 3. We appreciate them helping us get those special views. We go back to pit road.
And Jerry Nadeau just had a stop. He had to back up because Ward Burton hit it just in front of him. And Ward Burton has some heavy damage to the left front of the NB&A Pontiac. They're going to put the left front tire on now, but there's some pretty severe damage to the left front sheet metal of the number 22 of Ward Burton.
Eli, I'm looking at Jeff Burton's car. The right rear corner of that car is caved in to the point that he's actually running sideways as he goes in the garage area right now.
Yeah, he's not tracking correctly at all. You can see what Buddy was talking about right there.
Hard hit on the right rear corner.
Boy, it looked like he was doing a little burnout right there to see exactly how the car was going to handle. We'll get the update with more when we come back.
What a touch to feel a cut, the fabric of our lives. Oh, yeah.
What's for lunch?
Cranberry and jelly.
Ham and cheese.
Another day.
Morning, boys. How are you?
Morning, Mr. France.
Nice looking shirt you got on there.
Doug, these drivers are ready, and they are looking sharp. Right you are, Chuck. There's the green, and the chase is on.
Chase Authentics Apparel.
That's why it's called the Intimidator.
The chase is on.
It's a fight to the finish.
Congratulations. Thanks, sir. Had a good run today. Yeah, thanks a million. Nice check. Nice shirt.
Yeah, thanks, you too.
Thank you.
Nobody loves cars more than I do. Each one is a work of art. So when the maker of all these chose a new antifreeze, it got my attention.
General Motors now uses the deck school technology of Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze in virtually all its new vehicles. The same patented formula you can use in your car for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So do what GM did. Switch to Haviland.
I use it in my car. I only wish this were it.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
Unleash the beast. Unleash the beast, Milwaukee's best. Saturday on TNN Motorsports. It's life on the edge. Pushed to the extreme. ASA Racing, where it's tough to win anything, but easy to lose everything. To these guys, there's no such thing as fast enough. The American Speed Association AC Delco Challenge Series. It's racing that's always a wreck. Don't miss the North Carolina Sweet Potato 400 live Saturday at 4 Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
We are back here at Dover Downs. Remember what we told you on the tease of the broadcast to expect the unexpected? Amen to that. Here's what happened under caution, riding with Ted Musgrave. Now look way ahead of him. You'll see the two Burton brothers get together. Watch Ward right there. Looks like they were all woven up as they caught up with the guys near him or something.
That's what happens when cars running 100 miles an hour come up on cars running 30 and there's nowhere to go. You could see him lock up the brakes. I know he didn't mean to get into his brother, but he did.
And that's why Ted Musgrave then spun there to try and avoid plowing into the whole lot. Steve, what is Ward's car owner having to say?
And we're with Bill Davis, Eli. Bill, what did Ward say about the incident? What happened?
He just said he ran into somebody in the caution and messed up the nose. He didn't know what happened.
We saw the damage to the left front of the car. Is it drivable? Can you continue?
Well, it knocked the radiator out. They'll be right back. They've got to put a radiator in it, and we'll be back out just, to ride around.
All right, thanks, Bill. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, thanks, Steve. We're down with Jeff Burton. The car is jacked up, and they're working on the right rear, as you can see. The problem is the rear end. I believe the rear end housing is bent. Also, the right side trailing arm. You can see the guy with the air socket right there taking it loose. They've got to change the trailing arm. I can't tell right now if the axle tubes are bent or if it's just bent the trailing arm and cocked the rear end around. We hope that that's all that's wrong. We're getting ready to go back to green. Jeff Burton is going to be here a while.
Yeah, because the guy that Ward ran into, as Bill said, Ward thought he ran into somebody. Turned out to be his brother, apparently, in that get-together. All right, back to work now. Rusty Wallace is the race leader. Mark Martin in second. Then Gordon, Andretti, and Jarrett. That's how the pit stops brought them back out onto the racetrack. Steve Park restarting in sixth. Bobby Labonte seventh. Jeff Bodine eighth. Kyle Petty ninth. And Matt Kenseth still doing a superb job running for Bill Elliott today in 10th.
Eli, we have a totally different war right now. Everybody's had a chance to do a little bit of tire pressure changing, a little bit of adjustments on the chassis. You'll see a lot of people coming up to the front that wasn't able to hold on just a while back.
Here's one of them right here, the 24 car. That thing had been pushing. Didn't see him put a wrench in that, but they can sure make a lot of adjustments by air pressure in the new tires that they put on.
There are only 12 cars, however, on the lead lap. And we are not even a quarter of the way in.
I should have said, except for that sixth car, Mark Martin. You know, he's one of the most physically fit of all the drivers out there. Works out every morning at 6 o'clock for at least an hour and a half. Physically fit, got one of the best race cars out there. Mark Martin's a total package with that team.
Well, you can say what you want about all the different lines all the different drivers are taking here today. Mark Martin seems consistently to be able to run through the corners lower than anybody else, hold the car down there, and that is where he's doing his passing as well. Goes in, just gets right down on it, diamonds just a tad, drops her back down, and out of the corner he comes with all that Roush horsepower pulling him along.
By the way, the big winners and losers on the pit stops before. A winner was Bobby Labonte, went into the pit road 10th and came out 7th. The other way around, Jerry Nadeau came in 6th and exited 12th. So that's how the pit stops shook down. There goes second place. Jeff Gordon stays low. Rusty Wallace opened the door just a little bit, and that change takes place right there. So in the garage area, Kenny Wallace, Jeff Burton, Buckshot Jones, and Ward Burton on the racetrack. There's your top 10.
This is no ordinary leather jacket.
Because when you put it on, you're not just saying you're a NASCAR fan. You're saying you care about kids.
Buy any Exide NASCAR Select battery in 1998 and get the special 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket for just $150.
And on behalf of NASCAR fans everywhere, Exide will donate all profits to Give Kids the World Foundation.
The special edition 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Nice jacket.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
The official truck of NASCAR is built Ford tough.
Woo! That man, Mark Martin, has 14 top 10 finishes in this racetrack. He's only been here for 24 races. So 14 of those times he's finished in the top 10. Of course, he picked up the win in September of '97. And it's not even been pretty here today. I mean, realistically, we are not even a quarter of the way in. He has lapped all the way up to the 12th spot.
Yeah, but he's been second here 4 times, too, in those top 10 finishes.
Good scramble here. Petty in the 44, Hart in the 1, Kenseth in the 94. They are all battling for position. The 12 of Jeremy Mayfield, he is not in the mix right there. He's back a lap down in 20th position. But the 44, 1, and 94 running awfully well. There you see NASCAR timing and scoring. Presented to you by MCI.
Eli, it looks like Nadeau there in the cartoon car is moving back up. You see him right behind Kenseth there in the green car. He dropped back on that pit stop, but he's reeling the back end right now and having some great lap times.
There's second spot.
Same thing happened not long ago as the race started. The 24 there, Jeff Gordon went up to second. As Rusty Wallace gets his air pressure right in his car, he starts to run again. He went right back by Jeff Gordon as he did in the first part of the race.
Yeah, got him on the bottom, just the way Gordon had gotten him a few laps earlier. Rusty has been so strong today, yet to lead a lap. He's only led one time since they concreted this place for just 4 laps. Dominated just before that. He won 3 in a row before they laid the concrete down. All good this afternoon.
Won the fall race in 93, swept the races here in 94. Let's go to the garage area.
Okay, guys, the work continues on Jeff Burton's car. You can see Jeff's wife, Kim, there right in front of him. She's talking to Jeff right now. Jeff, you had a great race car, but what a bizarre incident.
Well, it's not your day. It's not your day. Car X-4 was really, really fast, but what happened was the pace car couldn't pick us up the first time, so we had to go around again, and on the back straightaway, everybody got jammed up, and the cars behind me just didn't get slowed down. It's a real shame, but, you know, those things happen.
Yeah, you can hear the obvious disappointment in Jeff's voice. He did have a great race car, guys. By my lap times, he was one of the top 4 quickest cars on the track before that incident happened at that first caution.
And, of course, in the you're hot and you're not department, Jeff Burton had posted 5 straight top 5 finishes coming into the race here today. Fresh from victory lane. Look at that scramble. Back and forth, Gordon and Wallace. One time one's in second. Next time the other guy's in second.
Eli, a lot of times what'll happen is you'll go up there and you'll take the lead and they'll say, hey, you were a little bit quicker as you were running behind the 24. And they'll pull over and try to run down the leader because Mark Martin has checked out. As you can see, he moved out of the picture frame there. He's about half a turn in front of these guys right now.
Look at those numbers right there. You see the top 5 in points. When the day began, Jeff Burton was in 5th in points, 654 back. He has now fallen to 7th in points, and we do see the Exide machine returning to the racetrack. There he is on the apron right there coming up into the groove. So he will be at lap 88 complete of 108, so he'll be 20 laps down. But nevertheless, back out there and running to try and pick up whatever points he can. Mark Martin is the race leader. Rusty's making a wide sweep in the corner as Gordon solidifies his hold on second. Back in a moment. As a sponsor of the Fan Tour, the Money Store's offering a $500 cash rebate on home equity loans. It's the Money Store 500 rebate. It's a great way to get rid of bills and cut expenses. And now you can get an extra $500 cash when you get your loan from the Money Store. If you're a homeowner, call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the Money Store 500 rebate.
I won!
But only if you call the Money Store.
At Pep Boys, our ASE certified technicians will install Ray Bestis lifetime brakes for as low as $59.99 after rebate.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Some people have shrinks. Some people have their garage.
It's another wide-open, dirt-slinging fight to the finish as the Pennzoil World of Outlaws roll into Nebraska. It's the Cornhusker Outlaw Showdown, Friday night at 8 Eastern on TNN Motor Madness.
Good morning, Hampton Roads. Get your day started with fresh brewed coffee from Century Food Mart. Century makes it easy to get in, get what you want, and get going.
Pig out with Century's barbecue meal deal. Includes sandwich, chips, and 20-ounce fountain drink for only $1.99.
Thanks for making Century Food Mart your one-stop for food, fuel, and drinks. Century.
The Honda ATVs. The desert can't beat them. The jungle can't beat them. Even a fall from 1,000 feet can't beat them. And if you thought these Hondas were tough to beat before, now they come with no down payment and 9.8% APR financing, but only until December 31st. Tough to beat deals from your Honda dealer. Honda ATVs, best on earth.
Available at Casey Cycle City, J. Clyde Morris Boulevard, Newport News.
You can check out NASCAR online before, during, and after the races. www.nascar.com. You'll be able to ride along with Rick Mast, get all the late minutes scoring, all the news. It's your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. NASCAR online. Check it out. 116 of the 400 laps now complete. That guy has led all but 8 laps today. That is Mark Martin. Remember, in September, he led all but 194 of the laps here last year. Look at that scramble right there. You got Jarrett, Keane, Bodine, Andretti, 4th, 5th, and 6th. The best battle on the racetrack, with Jarrett having just made the move around, with Bodine also.
Great run by Jeff Bodine. You see, he's able to stay in that Mark Martin groove, which is about 3.5 inches off the bottom part of the racetrack where it flattens out there. Right on the bottom. Great car. And let me tell you something. He needs a good run, and I'm sure he's going to have it today. You can see the car working very, very well.
Jeff Bodine right there. That's now a team totally owned by Jim Matei as he makes the grab of the spot from Andretti, or at least from Jarrett, and moves up in the 4th spot. Matei bought out the remainder of the team that was owned by Jeff Bodine. They've had some good runs, though. Think about it. 9th at Darlington, just looking here. 13th at Richmond, running 4th right now. So that team maybe turning the corner. That'd be good to see. They've struggled this year.
But I know Jeff Bodine, and right now he's the type of guy that wants to be number 1, not number 10, not number 13. Even though it's showing progress, he wants to win.
Still holds a track record here for the NASCAR Modifieds.
Yeah, he's won here as well in the Winston Cup cars. Won here in 1986, the spring race, and his owner, Jim Matei, has talked about putting somebody else in this race car for next year, and Jeff Bodine doesn't want to see that happen. A good run here today at Dover could well ensure his presence in this ride for next year.
There's 10th place now. Not the 12 car of Mayfield, nor the 97. But further back, you got the 3rd car in the picture. That's Jerry Nadeau. He is running in 10th. The other guys are laps down. Again, just a scant handful of teams still on the lead lap right now.
Eli, I'm beginning to like that color. Really? This car, I mean, he's doing a great job. Jerry Nadeau, everybody says he has tremendous talent. You see, getting great forward bite out of the corner there as he moves up beside Chad Little.
Again, his first time to run here at the Monster Mile.
You got 278 more laps to dig yourself out, buddy.
Thanks. Boy, I tell you what, this team's with me all the way, right?
Mark Martin is still the race leader. The others on the lead lap are Gordon, Wallace.
He lost the back of the car as he started out of turn 2 there. Almost spun the car around.
But got it saved. Phew. There's Bobby Hamilton running in 12th right now. Do you know that that's still the only single car Chevy team that has won a race since the start of the 95 season? Realize that every other race that's been won by a Chevy since then has been part of a multiple car entry.
Boy, but when they're right, it's like they have 15 team members, because when they went to Martinsville this year, Bobby Hamilton, he passed cars on the outside, inside, anywhere he wanted to. And this team has so much talent, so much depth, that they'll be back.
Craig Breedlove couldn't have beaten him at Martinsville, the land speed record guy.
They struggled here, though. They really have. I saw the car owner this morning who said that they basically threw a bunch of weird stuff at it to try and make it run today. Larry McClure just kind of shook his head and said, well, that's what he wants. It's obviously working.
The weird stuff started them in 37th, and now they're running up in the lead lap at 11th. So you're right, it has worked. There's a good scramble now. Andretti and Bobby Labonte. That's 6th and 7th. They're running right now a goodly bit behind the race leader, but nevertheless still on the lead lap. That battle is 11 seconds back of Mark Martin.
Bobby Labonte able to hold his car down. And we keep talking about it, but you can see the different lines that they're running. Andretti not able to make it turn in the center part of the corner, as Bobby Labonte really is eating him up from the center out.
On board with John Andretti.
This is his 10th start.
He's looking low.
Never a top 10 finish, but he's looking good today.
Listening in Andretti's radio.
543.
Eli, the one thing you have to worry about when you turn under somebody in the corners, we watched Buckshot Jones in the Busch Grand National race yesterday drive in on the low side, and the back of the car was just pulled away from him. He spun out. Bobby Labonte didn't make that mistake, though. What a great pass there in the center of the corner.
So Bobby Labonte now grabs the 6th spot with Andretti back to 7. There's your leader, Mark Martin. Only 12 teams on the lead lap.
This is NASCAR. This is you. And this is us. Hot Wheels Pro Racing will get you this close to the action. With Hot Wheels Pro Racing Die-Cast, the best of NASCAR in 3 scales. The Legend Series, unsurpassed detail in 64th scale. And Legends to Life, with real racing motion and digital sound. If they drive it, we make it. On the track, off the track, in the pits. Investment quality collectibles. Because to get them right on this scale, you gotta race them on this one. We're Hot Wheels.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
They come from all over for the most agonizing test of endurance motorsports has to offer. The heavyweight championship of off-road racing. The legendary Baja 1000. Mile after mile of unforgiving terrain that can send even the toughest truck to an early grave, which means it can really be murder on a battery. That's why more drivers who tackle the Baja rely on the Duralast battery than any other. The same Duralast we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
This is for anyone
who looks at things differently.
This is for the green light.
This is for Saturday night.
This is for people who want to be noticed.
This is for your dreams.
This is Pontiac driving excitement.
Now, drive more of it at the Pontiac 98 sell-down with 0.9% APR financing or up to $2,750 cash back on select 98 models. More reason than ever to see all the great 98 sell-down values at your Pontiac dealer today.
This is for me.
For
me.
1 year ago, Mark Martin finally won a race at Dover after leading laps in the 14 previous races of the Monster Mile. Set a track record in qualifying for that event. He clips that record here on Friday. And Mark Martin, yeah, thumbs up. You're one of only 12 guys on the lead lap. Look at those numbers on our bar graph right there. Look at what those consistent orange, those tall orange lines tell you one thing. 15 top 10 finishes in the last 16 races.
Incredible. You know what? Any other year that I can ever remember, if he'd have had that type of result, he'd be so far ahead in the points that it wouldn't even matter, you know?
Yeah. You know, you think about it. We talk about Jeff Gordon with his 12 consecutive top 5 finishes. If he gets another one today, and he's running in second, that'd be 13 top 5 finishes in a row. He would tie in with Darrell Walter. But remember when DW did that? 13 in the top 5s in a row? Every one of those was a top 3 when Darrell did it. But this is still an amazing, whether it's Martin who wins, Gordon, Wallace, whatever, Bodine having a great day, Jarrett. All these guys have some kind of streaks going. That's a good 6th place battle right there. Kyle Petty having grabbed the spot from Bobby Labonte, and Kyle always seems to be rejuvenated whenever he comes to this racetrack.
Loves this racetrack, and he has a temperament for this racetrack. He does not overdrive. He goes down.